we will be talking about the turning points of the World Cup. First, I will be talking at the background, and you will watch a video for not get bored.
Okay,
So,
teacher.
let me make quality worse so the video will not be bad. So let's start. First, introduction point. We will be talking about the power of a tournament. Today, we are going to explore one of the greatest sporting events in human history, the FIFA World Cup. Ahmet, do you hear me?
Yes,
Do you
yes, I
know
hear you.
which country won the last World Cup?
Last World Cup have won by Argentina.
Yes,
Argentina.
yes, very good, Ahmet, very good. I think you are watching football.
Yes, I watch, and this was amazing tournament for me. I support Messi, and I watched all of these matches of Argentina, and this was really wonderful for me.
I think so, I think so. The final match was very good, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it was an amazing match.
So, just as Ahmed said, the World Cup is more than just a football tournament. It's a global celebration. Even if you are not from Argentina, you can celebrate with Argentinas. You can get happy when they won the tournament. Uh, it's a stage where nations express their identity, where legends are born, and where unforgettable stories unfold. Every 4 years,
Yes.
billions of people around the world stop what they are doing to watch teams compete for football's greatest prize, the World Cup. But how did this tournament become so special? And what key moments shaped its incredible journey? Let's travel through time and discover the turning points of the FIFA World Cup. So we will be starting from the birth of the World Cup. Ahmed, do you know which country was the first World Cup take place? I think Ahmet is not here, so let's continue. It was 1930. Before the World Cup existed, international football mainly revolved around the Olympics. However, the Olympics restricted professional players, and FIFA wanted to create a tournament that truly represented the best teams in the world. So, FIFA President Jules Rimet at that time proposed a global competition. Uruguay, celebrating its 100th anniversary of independence and having won 2 Olympic gold medals, volunteered to host the first tournament. Only 13 teams participated, mostly from the Americas and Europe. The games were played in front of passionate crowds, and in the final, Uruguay defeated Argentina 4-2, becoming the first ever World Cup champions. They, at the same time, they uh, became the first home of the World Cup, and also they won the first World Cup, and they write their names in the books, history books, with golden letters. The first tournament was a symbol of hope and unite. Despite difficult travel and political tensions, it marked the beginning of football tradition that would grow beyond anyone's imagination. After that, there were 2 other tournaments. One of them at 1934, and one of them in 1938. The first one was in Italy, and the second one was in France. But soon after, the world was plunged into World War II. So, for 12 years, they didn't plan any World Cup. They couldn't do it because the wars. Stadiums were destroyed, players went to fight, and many thought the World Cup might never return. So for football, it was a very bad time, like for the rest of the sports and rest of the world. War is just not a bad thing for countries. It is bad thing for sports also. But in 1950, the tournament made a historic comeback in Brazil. This World Cup was special. It used a unique group stage final round instead of a traditional knockout format. It's similar to today's group stage. First, 32 teams played in 8 groups. Then it became 16. Then quarterfinal, semifinal, and the match that shows us who wins the final match. The decisive match was between Brazil and Uruguay at the Maracana Stadium with nearly 2,000 fans in attendance. Still one of the largest crowds in sporting history. Brazil was expected to win easily, but in a shocking upset, Uruguay won 2-1 in what became known as the Maracanazo, the Maracana tragedy. These moments became a national trauma for Brazil and one of the first great turning points in World Cup history. So everyone was waiting Brazil to win their first World Cup, but after the war, after the great gap between 1938 and 1950, but the World Cup after the war returned. Brazil won it. Everyone expects Brazil to win it, but it just didn't happen like that. And Uruguay won it. The Pele era, the Pele, famous Brazilian footballer. Some of the fans says he is just the god of football. He is the best, and he has the most goals in the football history. But some of the fans says Pele was playing not in modern football. There were no offside at that time, so if my uncle goes there, he can score that much goal too. But every both of the groups has points, but I think none of them completely right because maybe there were different rules at that time, but it doesn't show us that Pele was a bad player. So maybe he's not the goat, but we sure he is a legend in football. Let's talk about him more detailed. The next major turning point came with the rise of a 17-year-old Brazilian prodigy, Pelé. In pardon me, in 1958 in Sweden, Pelé took the world by storm. He scored 6 goals in the tournament, including a hat-trick in the semi-final and 2 goals in the final. Brazil won its first World Cup and Pelé became a global superstar overnight. Just by one tournament, Pelé made his name famous. Pelé was known across the world because he made his nation won the World Cup, even if it's the first cups of World Cup, first tournament of football. It was already so famous across the world because everyone needs sports, and when it comes to competition, there is no sport that can beat football, that can beat football's fans, that can beat football's vibe. So, just by one tournament, he is a famous player. In 1962, Brazil defended their title, proving their dominance. They won again for the second time. The 1970 World Cup in Mexico is considered one of the most beautiful tournaments ever played. It was the first broadcast in color and featured Brazil's legendary team with Pelé and its heart. So, there you were watching World Cup, but technology is not developed enough, so they just see it as black and white colors. But in the 1770 it changed. So the fans started to watch more football, and football became more and more famous. Their flowing attacking style enchanted the world. Brazil beat Italy 4-1 in the final, winning their third title and keeping the Jules Rimet trophy permanently. Uh, Pele became first player to win three World Cup, and Brazil 1916 teams remains the gold standard of beautiful football. You know, when it comes to today, still there is no team that won three World Cup, or I might be mistaken. I don't. I am not sure about Argentina. For how many World Cups do they have? So in that times, also when we can say in 2020, there were just one team that won three World Cup. It was Brazil, and this is a really really good success because you know it's not an easy thing for a country to win a one World Cup even, but they just won three World Cup. So let's continue with another topic: political tensions and iconic moments. The World Cup has often reflected global politics. In 1974, West Germany hosted the tournament amid Cold War tensions. East and West Germany faced each other in a politically charged match, with East Germany surprisingly winning 1-0. The 1978 World Cup in Argentina is remembered uh, for both Argentina's first title and the controversial political backdrop of the military dictatorship. In 1982 in Spain, the tournament expanded to 24 teams, marking a new era, but the true highlight became in 1986 in Mexico, when Diego Maradona delivered one of the most legendary individual performances ever. Against England in the quarterfinal, he scored the infamous Hand of God goal. You know Diego Maradona, he's an Argentinian player, and he has some World Cup success. And there is a famous saying about his goal at one match. It was final of a World Cup. Maybe he was cheating at that moment. Maybe it's not. It is against football rules, but that positions became so many famous, and they even named it Hand of the God. And they say Maradona say it was not my hand, it was the God's hand. So I didn't cheat, but everybody knows he is just escaping from fans bad comments. And after that, even if he cheated, Maradona became a icon in his country. Also, not just in his country, he became famous across the world. In 1990, West Germany lifted their third title, defeating Argentina in a tense final. This tournament, with its defensive style and dramatic moments, paved the way for major rule changes in football. The globalization era, modern World Cups. From 1994 to 2014. The 1994 World Cup in the USA marked a new era of global expansion. It was the most attended tournament in history, helping to popularize football in North America. Brazil triumphed again, winning their fourth title after a penalty shootout against Italy. In 1994, France introduced 62 teams, allowing more nations to participate. The host, led by Zinedine Zidane, stunned the world by defeating Brazil 2-0 in the final. It was a proud moment of national unity for France. Everybody should know Zinedine Zidane if they watch football. He was a player of Real Madrid, and then he became a coach of Real Madrid. He has many many successful moments in football. He is known for good. He is a midfielder and he really a good player in football history. 2002, co-hosted by South Korea and Japan, was the first World Cup held in Asia. It featured major surprises, including South Korea's remarkable run to the semifinals. Brazil, led by Ronaldo, won their fifth title. In 2010, in South Africa, was another historic milestone, the first World Cup held on African soil. Spain claimed their first title, playing their famous tiki-taka passing style. The tournament's atmosphere, the vuvuzelas and Shakira's Waka Waka made it unforgettable. This tournament was really famous because tiki-taka playing style. It was maybe Pep Guardiola found it. He's a really good coach. Maybe it was just Xavi and Iniesta's play style, but we can say it was a very good at that time. Also in our time, when you are passing, you don't have to run because you can't be faster than ball. Their moral was that, and they played with it, so they achieved very good uh, results at the end. They won the World Cup for the first time. Finally, 2014 in Brazil was dramatic because Brazil played a match against Germany at the semifinals. They were very hopeful. They were uh, they were hoped to win against Germany because they were at home and they want to win their sixth World Cup. But fate have some other plans for that. They played the match. Germany scored one, two, three, four, all even 7 goals against Brazil in their home. They were really humiliated by the results. They were so sad. When you look at the match, when you watch it, you can see many Brazil fans crying. Many of them were sad. Many of them was even leaving the stadium. And with that result, Germany went to finals. And at the finals, a young star who won Ballon d'Ors was at their rivals. The both teams played very good. They uh, there were no goals in first 9 minutes, 90 minutes, but at the last minute of the match, Götze, a player of Germany, scored a goal, and it was very important goal because the Messi, the young star, couldn't win his first World Cup, and he was crying. He was very sad at that moment, and some rumors become unfold. They say Messi quit his national team. Messi won't play anymore for his team, but they were just nonsense because, as you know, in 2002, Messi won the World Cup and he also won the best player of the tournament. In the conclusion, from the 1930s humble beginnings to global spectacle we know today, the World Cup has shaped football and history itself. It has survived wars, witnessed political upheavals, launched legends like Pelé and Maradona, and brought joy to billions. It's a mirror of our world. Its hopes, struggles, triumphs, and patience. Every tournament adds a new chapter to this extraordinary story. And as we look to future World Cups, one thing is certain: the magic of the World Cup will continue to unite the world like nothing else. Thank you for listening me. It was all for today's lesson. See you next stage.